Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Ben Talks About. Now remember when I said in my update video or my quote-unquote look at my channel during the last year video, where I said I wanted to be more experimental with my videos? Well, I guess for some reason my brain decided that one way to be experimental was to get back into one of a manga series turned anime series turned trading card game series that has quite the special place in my heart. I'm of course talking about the multimedia franchise, YuGiOh. Now, I'm pretty sure lots of people have heard of this franchise at least at one point in their life, and I, like many people, were super really into the franchise when it first came out here in America, and then afterwards I slowly started to lose interest in it, but then thanks to the internet I got back into it, and now YuGiOh is practically everywhere nowadays. Now, I of course, like many people, was introduced to the YuGiOh franchise thanks to the anime adaptation that we got here, which is titled YuGiOh Duel Monsters in Japan, as it is of course entirely based around the card game aspect of the series. The card game in YuGiOh, despite it being called this in the real world, isn't actually called YuGiOh in the anime series, for those of you who didn't know that. And I pretty much watched the anime series from the first series all the way up to the third series, YuGiOh 5Ds. By the time it got to the fourth season, it really sort of felt like it wasn't as great as it used to be. And I'm pretty sure lots of people can sort of agree once series like YuGiOh Zexal came out, the series sort of got a little less interesting. I'm not sure why, it was just this sort of like feeling. But speaking of the anime series, I actually remember having a VHS tape that involved YuGiOh, which apparently was actually a VHS copy of the original movie that was released so long ago. I believe Pyramid of Light. And the one thing I actually remember from the movie itself, from back in the day, was watching it, and at the very beginning of the movie they show the scene where Yugi is putting together like his little puzzle thing, and then, you know, the Pharaoh actually possesses his body, and all the monsters come out, and all that stuff. That entire opening scene alone is the one thing I remember from having that VHS tape. Which is funny because, you know, there's an entire like 90-minute movie after that. But yeah, in terms of the actual card game itself, me and my brother had this huge like binder that we had with just like a random assortment of cards. I don't actually remember where we got the cards. I just remember them sort of being there. But afterwards, that binder, I guess, sort of just got lost to the abyss, and all the cards, of course, went along with it. And afterwards, I sort of forgot about YuGiOh for quite a while. That is, until I've started spending a lot of my time on the internet, and then I was introduced to the YouTube series YuGiOh The Abridged series by the YouTuber Little Karibo. And if there's one thing that I feel like everyone in the YuGiOh fanbase can agree upon, is the fact that it's probably one of the I guess, I don't want to say objectively best abridged series in the world, because, you know, what someone likes is a highly subjective thing, but considering it was indeed the first of its kind, it is really funny. And I've actually seen more of the abridged series more than the actual original series, which is just kind of funny that I think about it. And then, starting this year, since I started getting my own money, I guess my brain decided to just, you know, complete my, you know, journey to getting back into the YuGiOh series by actually buying an entire pack of cards, which came in this box right here. This was the Kaiba starter deck reloaded, which is basically means that it's just a reprint of a bunch of the older cards that were used by the major antagonist of the series, Seto Kaiba, which is probably who is probably one of the most iconic characters in the franchise. And yeah, not only did it come with with all the cards in the box here, that thing just doesn't want to stand up. But it also came with this little, I guess you could say, instruction manual on basically how to play the game, which it's kind of thanks to this manual that I know quite a lot of the things in the game. And probably the biggest help that I usually go back to the most was the way like attacking a monster worked. As you can see, like there's multiple different ways like monsters can be affected when you attack them. But it also came with this little play mat here, which had like a bunch of the different areas where you actually put the cards in. Which it looks a bit bare, but that's what I sort of like about it. It's easy to find where everything goes. It doesn't have any sort of like artwork that really sticks out. And then of course we have the cards, the actual cards themselves. I believe this came with about 50 total cards, but apparently an entire like deck can be a maximum of like 60 cards. And considering it's used by Kaiba, you can guarantee that there are a whole lot of dragons in this deck. But a few of these cards aren't actually from the starter deck itself. Some of them came from a booster pack that I also bought along with it. So a couple of these cards aren't part of the deck itself. And of course it also came with the first card. Of course that you see is this holographic version of the Blue Eyes White Dragon, which is Kaiba's signature card. And then of course it comes with a not so shiny Blue Eyes. I kind of like the not, like, I guess you could say holographic kind of card compared to the actually holographic one, because the artwork is a lot easier to see. Unless you have it in like certain lighting, it can make the picture like sort of blurry and not very like easy to like pinpoint on what's actually there. I guess the only other thing I really could talk about is the other major thing that in terms of YuGiOh stuff that I really got into, and that was the app YuGiOh Duel Links, which is basically a virtual version of the actual YuGiOh card game. I'm not sure how well the camera can actually pick up this sort of screen, but if you can see it, then that's good. But yeah, I basically played this whole I sort of have this thing where whenever I get a new app, I sort of like play it for a little while and then I just sort of drop it. But I believe it was this year when I decided to re-download it again and try to start playing for real. And it's really because of that app that I sort of learned all the basics and the rules of how to actually play the game. Even though the app itself is sort of a neutered down version of the game itself, is not like as like big as the actual card games themselves. But overall, I still think that the game is pretty fun, and despite me only having around 2 actual real-life duels and losing both of them, I've still been having a lot of fun getting back into this series, and I am indeed hoping to get more and more cards and eventually start to replace almost every card in this deck here. But yeah, that's pretty much all that I really have to say about my little, I guess you could say, quote-unquote, obsession nowadays with YuGiOh as a whole. I hope you all enjoyed me, rambling about, this huge franchise. I had a lot of fun talking about it, and if you all like me talking about this and you want to see me talk more about the YuGiOh franchise, then make sure to tell me about in the comment section down below, and who knows, maybe the next time I get another booster pack or huge box, I could probably do a video of me unwrapping all the cards and stuff. But that's all up to you. So until I see you all next week, I am Bangin Charles, and until next time, bye.